I'll choose the Duchess.
Okay.
There's a lot less to unpack there.
This is Catherine Ryan's new show on Netflix. It just launched last week. It's just like a half-hour comedy. You recap the first episode of The Duchess in 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so we meet Catherine. I'm not sure if that's her name in the show. She's got an 8-year-old daughter. She has this daughter with a former British boy band guy. She's American. He's British or Irish. They're split up, but she loves the daughter so much. The daughter is amazing. The daughter's kind of getting bullied, and the mother is trying to stick up for the daughter, and so is the father. But she also wants another kid. Meanwhile, there's this dentist in the mix who she's kind of seeing, who's obviously like a great, fantastic person, but she's like actively not trying to get too involved because she thinks like, oh, he'll ruin me if we end up divorcing. And so she basically doesn't want to get too close because I think she realizes how good he is. And that's pretty much the first episode. She goes to a sperm bank, but then she realizes, you know what, my ex-husband was actually, he provided this first daughter with me, so maybe I should go back to him for my next kid.
Yeah, she like really detests her original baby daddy, but she's really hung up on this idea that they made such a great kid the first time that they'll make another great kid in spite of how slovenly and pathetic he is. And so even though she's got this dentist boyfriend who is inexplicably in love with her, who would willingly have a family with her, it seems, she wants nothing to do with that. I guess as, again, a defense mechanism. She's afraid of getting, she doesn't trust the world, really. It's just she's very codependent with her kid. Have you seen any of Catherine Ryan's stand-up before? Any of her like chat show stuff?
No, I know nothing about Catherine Ryan.
Interesting. She's more famous in the UK. She's Canadian born, but she just kind of like ran off to get famous in England. And so this is based on her life. Like she has a kid, an 8-year-old, and like in her stand-up, she's always talking about her like very posh little 8-year-old daughter who calls her like mummy. And so this is all, it's just another like comedian makes a pilot that's loosely based on their life and is like rife with their stage persona. And so that's a good place to start if you know that much about her ahead of time. Very, very codependent on her daughter, which I don't know. I thought it was kind of good. I find her particularly charming in general, but like if you don't know anything about her ahead of time, what's your first instinct?
No, I thought it was still pretty funny too. I thought it was like maybe slightly derivative of like, you know, I don't know, like Amy Schumer-y a little bit.
Yeah.
But in Britain. But I thought it was good. It also kind of reminded me of Catastrophe because that's a show that takes place in large part in Britain and is kind of like about this American guy who starts a family there.
Right.
So definitely similar vibes, but I liked it. I feel like she must have been on like Big Fat Quiz of the Year before.
Yes. Yeah, that's exactly the kind of thing that she does. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So that might be where I recognize her from.
She's stupid funny in that kind of a context too. Like
right.
Wicked fast and so mean. Like, and I mean, that's very prevalent in this show as well. It's so funny when she's defending her daughter who's getting bullied by this other kid at school. And by the way, how much did you hate that kid who pushed Olive down?
Oh my God.
That was infuriating. But then this kid's mom is also such a bitch. And Catherine is walking away and she says basically into frame, it's not that hard to be a decent fucking mom. And she's wearing a sweater that says world's smallest pussy while she's dropping her daughter off at school. It's just so vulgar for vulgar's sake. It's pretty funny.
Yes, 100%. I was a fan of it. I would watch another episode for sure. I think Jen would like it too. She wasn't with me at the time when I was watching it, but
yeah, we'll probably go watch one here in a few minutes. I thought it was pretty good. I felt bad for Evan. Nice. What did she expect when she's like, listen, I'm gonna have another baby, but it's with the sperm donor? Like, did she expect him to just be down with that? Like, he's gonna lose his patience eventually.
She was so brutal to him the whole time.
Yeah, poor guy. I will say, I
gotta cheer for that guy.
I found her costumes kind of befuddling because like she clearly like made a choice to get to wear like the loudest, most crazy clothes that she can't wear in real life. And she like had some kind of executive power on the show, and that's fine. She wears like tutus and stuff. But isn't it kind of the conceit of her character that she's pragmatic to a fault? Like that she wears these like weird frilly clothes actually doesn't seem like something she would do.
Well, I think one of her MO is basically like, I don't give a fuck.
Right.
So in that way, it kind of makes sense. But yeah, you're right. It also is like she wouldn't seem like she would care that much about getting dressed up.
No, and like you could make the argument that she spends all of her time with this 8-year-old. This 8-year-old is her best friend, but the kid is really straight laced, and so she's not getting it from that influence. It's not like, well, her best friend is this 8-year-old, and so she wears frilly clothes like and Princess Anna outfits for adults. It's not the case,
right? No.
Anyway, I give it my S. I thought it was pretty funny.
Me too. I'm in.